President Trump says a ceasefire is no more. Arash Azizi isn't surprised. The Iranian-born journalist who writes for The Atlantic has been joining us since Operation Midnight Hammer bombed Iran's nuclear sites and took out Iran's Ayatollah. Now Arash writes, Iran got a great deal. But even though our enemy has come out singing since the signing, Arash warns Iran could still squander everything that they scored. Looks like he was right. Arash Azizi joins me now. So why would Iran sabotage this deal?
I think they're very kind of insecure. They were not sure that the United States will let them have the kind of control that they think they had over Hormuz. It's because they're put, Kira, in this strange dilemma that even when they get a good deal from the US, they think in order to open up their economy, they have to open up to the world, they have to open up to America, and that opening up undermines the kind of closed system that they have. So they lash out, they do these military actions, and we are back at the square one. The leadership in Iran has not yet shown the courage to say, no, we want to put this silly, deaf to America stuff behind us and forge a new path for ourselves and give a new social contract to our people. So you see during the funeral of Khamenei, there's supposedly this country that has just signed the MOU with the US. Officially from Rostrum, they have the goals to call to assassinate President Trump and all the other kind of slogans that they pushed on. So it's a sort of, I think they overplayed their hand, and it showed a bit of insecurity about where actually things stood after the MOU, even though the entire world was saying that they've gotten the best deal they could have.
Well, we're looking at video now. This is where thousands of people turned out, for the Ayatollah's funeral. And then next thing you know, last night, Trump is dropping bombs on Iran because he feels he's not getting what he wants. He even said, look, I could have done something here at the funeral and I didn't. I let them do that. So, I know you're talking to people inside the country. How are Iranians reacting to this, ceasefire now completely falling apart?
I think the Iranians are fed up. They were really hoping for a respite. They don't want war again to begin, and they see it as sort of a leadership that clearly cares more about picking up a fight with the world than protecting them and putting their interests first. Kira, Iran has also been economically really hit terribly. More than 2 million jobs have been lost this year. Iran is in a really precarious economic position, and after this, week-long commemoration of Ayatollah Khamenei, people were hoping that this would put an end to things and they could finally open a new chapter. But nevertheless, we are back in the midst of war. And it's clear again that their own leadership has pushed for this by, it's very hard to deny this. They started attacking all these ships in the Strait of Hormuz. There were many other ways to go around whatever disagreements they had. But they started attacking these ships, even from countries that are friendlier to them, like Qatar. So I think Iranians are quite fed up with what they have to put up. And that's what I've been hearing since this morning.
What do you think happens next?
Look, I think President Trump is right that the resumption of a full-scale conflict is less likely. It's possible still, but it's less likely. I think they'll find a way to go back and talk and try to find the path to de-escalation. But the fundamental problems really remain, and the fundamental problems in many ways is in Tehran. The question is what kind of, what will make them happy to finally enter a more prolonged ceasefire and, of course, negotiate over the nuclear program as they had promised in the MOU. The idea that they can control the Strait of Hormuz, which is an international waterway, that they can lash out at their neighbors anytime they want with this dream of pushing America out of the region is obviously not something that is feasible. So they need to learn that and find the sort of modus vivendi. But unfortunately, we might have months of what we've had in the last couple of weeks. Hits here and there, escalation, then de-escalation, which will hurt Iranians more than anybody else, really.
Arash Azizi, always great to have you and your insight. Thank you.
Thank you, Kira.